my name is Hailey. I'm a second grade teacher here at Butler Elementary. So we're a Title I school, and most of our students are unfortunately below grade level. So when they come into my classroom, it can be challenging to get started. Definitely some of the second grade curriculum can seem like a lot and too much for my kids. But it works out because there's so much to choose from that I can pick what works for my kids. Reach for Reading, I consider it a very whole program. There's so much to it. You don't have to do a lot of supplementing, and it's really awesome. Everything you need is there. I'm a first-year teacher. It's my first year being in the classroom, and so there's a lot on my mind. I'm stressed out and overwhelmed a lot. And one of the things that I never find myself stressing about is my reading curriculum, because it's all here for me and it's easy to follow and I don't have to worry about it. Definitely the way that each day is laid out for you. You can go step by step, and as a new teacher I kind of had to do that at first. I had to look at each thing and kind of follow it, and then slowly, I got the hang of it. I understood what each day should look like, day 1 through 5. They're all kind of different, but it all flows together. And I slowly was able to start pulling in more of my own teaching styles and my own ideas and the curriculum, and kind of having this balance between the two. So I look at the objectives, and then I always look at the standards and make sure that, as I said, my kids are below grade level. So the goal is to really hit the standards. So I look at the objectives for the day and I decide how is that going to push them towards reaching the standard. And really, I know what my kids need, and so if there's something that seems like extra, like we just won't have time for that, then I leave it out. I like the writing instruction. I don't have time to use it every day, but when I do use it, it's very effective and fun because they're actually writing about something they've been reading about or something we've been discussing as a class. Sometimes I find that if I don't do it, my writing instruction and my reading are too separate. They're not, they're not connected. And so with the Reach for Reading, the writing prompt, it always allows the kids to write about something that is actually relevant to that day. The high frequency words is cool because in their practice book there's actually pages to tear out and cut and have those words to constantly be practicing. So the words are always very easy for the students to interact with. They're never far away. The assessments that have been helpful in Reach for Reading for me, definitely there's a check and reteach throughout the curriculum. So if your students aren't getting anything in the curriculum, there's extra support for you. Oh, they're not getting it, do this. So I'm constantly checking, making sure they get it. If they don't, I can go to the curriculum and there's extra activities and lessons for them to be successful. The weekly assessments are also very effective. They're hard for my kids. They're challenging. A lot of times we end up doing the weekly assessments as a class together, or we at least go over it together. And it's helpful because that's the level that they're going to be tested at. That's where they need to be. And those weekly assessments are great practice for them. Standardized tests are hard, and my students need the practice of answering a multiple choice comprehension questions about a passage, and the weekly reading assessments really allow my students that opportunity to practice those skills. Reach for Reading definitely deepens my students' understanding of ELA standards, and because like I said, it's a whole program. It touches, you do phonological awareness, then you do a phonics lesson, and then you all read together, and then you do independent reading. And they're getting the whole picture of what the standards hit. It's not just a few pieces, it's everything. With the cooperative learning strategies, don't be afraid to try them. There's a list of different strategies and how you do them, and just start. Try one strategy one day at a time and figure out which ones your students love and which ones work for you.